Hello, welcome to a production of Twice Rolled Tales. This is the Twilight Archives. I'm Linnie Schell. I'll be your game master for the evening. Got some lovely players who are going to introduce themselves.
My name's Will, and I'm going to be playing Jeremy Arnold.
My name's Emily. My pronouns are she, her, and I'll be playing Jude Efferly.
My pronouns are he, him.
Hi, I'm Shawn Cummings, he, him. I'll be playing Dr. Samuel Trefall.
And I'm Phoebe Zimmerer, she, her, playing Maddie Fletcher.
Incredible. Ever since humanity first reached consciousness, it looked up at the stars and it asked itself why. It asked itself questions that did not have answers. In fact, to seek out knowledge is one of the most fundamental things about humanity. This is a story about seeking that knowledge, but more importantly, this is about the choices you make with the knowledge you have. This is a place of shadow, mystery, and some danger. This is the Twilight Archives. And as the Twilight Archives is, above all things, a library, it makes sense that we start with a book.
Oh my god. Oh my god!
Oh, baby.
Oh my god!
Wow. Wait a second.
That's so cool.
Oh!
That's
Holy,
so cool.
oh my god. This is...
I'm not gonna cry, it's too early.
Okay, everybody stay calm. Everybody stay calm.
Chapter 1.
I did not stay calm.
Will, would you turn the first page? Just give you a hint. It's a little. Chapter 1. The Scholar. Well, Jeremy finds himself, as he often does, in a used bookstore. Can you give us a sense for who your character is and what he might be doing in this used bookstore?
So Jeremy is a somewhat nervous, introspective person who does not deal with very new people very well and would probably be rifling through these books looking for information about some of his things that he finds the most interesting, which is Tolkien's works. But there seems to be something that has happened where Tolkien's works are no longer nearly as popular in this world as you would expect. And he's not totally certain why, because every time that he finds someone who read it a long time ago, they love it. And so he's definitely going through these books, probably with his headphones on, to avoid interacting with other people as much as he can, and is going through rifling, trying to find any references to information about what happened to Tolkien's works and why they are not in vogue anymore.
And it's even more so than they're not in vogue. They seem to have essentially disappeared.
Yes.
As if people collectively decided at one moment that a classical work of fiction that, spanned genres and influenced everything that came after it was no longer worth holding on to, and it just slipped out of consciousness and out of the world, not as easily as it came in. So as you're looking through these shelves, you also have a letter in your back pocket that you received a couple of days previous, which is kind of burning a hole. You don't know exactly what it means. It was completely blank, unaddressed envelope that was slid under your door one day. You can just go for it.
Okay.
You can't really hurt it.
Dear Mr. Arnold, it is with great pleasure that I invite you to this year's induction. I'm aware that communications may be somewhat unexpected, but I trust this will be no issue for a fellow seeker of knowledge. Look for the door, you'll know it when you see it. As below, so above, Bellamere Jackson. Look for the door. Well, there's not a door anywhere here right now.
You don't know what it means, but you do know that one of the things that triggered wanting to find out more about this lost author was some mysterious dreams you had having, deep shadowed places, voices in the dark parts of the world. And after you've gotten that letter, there's been a door kind of etched in your mind that keeps, every time you close your eyes, you can see it behind your eyelids. Give me an, let's see, observation or research, whichever one you'd think you'd be using to try to find books.
I'm gonna go with research. So that's a 46.
Yeah.
Which passes the easier of the two.
New system.
New system.
These are the two. Yeah, you really don't find anything here. It seems like this is, this is not, you've lost track of how many used bookshops you have been in.
Tons of references to C.S. Lewis, but
Yeah, very popular. I mean, there's been 3 remakes of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe already. As you go deeper into the bookstore, and you have been here before, you come every couple of months to try to figure out what's going on. You see an area, just a shadowed corner of the bookstore that you haven't been in before. And as you go forward to investigate, it's almost as if a filter briefly passes over the world, and what looked like a storage door now has, although it remains what it was, it is still that door. It has the same symbols, and as you look at it, give me a sense vestigia.
100. Oh! The worst roll.
Yeah, as you think it might be a trick of your eyes because you don't sense anything else. Taste, there's nothing in the air, there's no smell, there's no sound. It's just as you look at this door, it warps slightly, as if it's not quite in tune with the rest of the world.
I think, given that it is a new part of the bookstore that I've never been in, and there's no indication that there's going to be that many people that I'm going to have to deal with, I'm going to go straight for that door because I want to know. I'm curious.
As you step over the threshold, there's the sense that, like, when you step into an elevator and the bottom, it goes a little faster than you're expecting. It's a brief moment of vertigo. And you step out into a corridor which, while the beginning has the same warm floorboards as the used bookstore, it immediately fades into hard flagstone, almost as if the two are bleeding into each other like ink on a page.
I look, is it continuous kind of?
So there's 2 corridors going this way, and you turn, you see the door behind you going back to the bookstore, you turn back, you turn to the door to the bookstore, and there's no longer a door.
Oh.
You see 2 hallways, and as you're standing there, you can feel like a wet, cold air coming up, and give me observation.
17.
Yeah, so you hear something chittering, some scratching on the flagstones, almost as like a metallic or like a chitinous creature is scuttling along, coming directly toward you from here. And
I'm gonna start immediately running. Not running, but quickly walking.
And you hear the sound of some people talking from this direction here. It doesn't sound like they're worried, just like calm kind of conversation, like some light floating up here.
I will move essentially to this corner and then kind of peek around to see if I can see the thing making the loud sounds or...
Oh, so loud, the skittering is coming from here, the people are coming from here.
Yeah, so I'm like here looking this way, but like doing my best to be a part of the wall.
All right. So you see a couple of figures come around the corner here. They look to be dressed. One's in like a kind of a formal business suit. A couple of them are like what seems like graduation robes. They're a little hard to tell from a distance. They have lights kind of floating around. You think like it's like a light on a stick. It's strange from a distance. And from here, you can see just coming around the corner what looks like a metallic sparrow. So like a bird frantically running, like frantically flying, swooping, diving, and behind it, a massive mechanical eagle trying to catch it.
Okay, that freaks me out much even more than the people do. So I will start quickly going this way. I'm gonna put on my headphones and just like do my best to kind of move along and try and get around these people while still kind of checking them out to the best of my ability.
Great. You see the eagle catch the sparrow and decimate it. Springs, gears flying everywhere, and it starts consuming the remains. You hear the crunching behind you as you walk forward.
Yeah, and I want to especially look at the lights that are around these people to...
So...
Spooky, scary.
Yeah, so you see a couple of people walking towards you. As they get closer, it has a little one of kind of that stereoscopic zoom effect, where at first they were far away, and then it seems like they've suddenly closed the distance very quickly. You see that the taller man in the front button suit says, "Oh, hello. You must be Mr. Arnold. We've been expecting you."
Yeah, who are... Yes? Who are you?
Oh, sorry. Dr. Jackson, Bellamere Jackson, I believe. I sent you a letter of introduction.
Yes.
Afraid I could be a little cryptic, but you know how it is.
What is the induction?
Well, you are a seeker of knowledge, I assume? Welcome to the Twilight Archives. This is...
The what?
The Twilight Archives. He's gesturing around. It's just it's a stone corridor. It's damp.
Archives sounded a lot more inviting than, well...
Well, you came in the back way. This is the entrance, it's unpredictable.
Why did I come in the back way? Why? How did I get here?
You sought knowledge, and we saw that you were seeking knowledge and invited you here.
So why did you take me in the back?
You ask a lot of questions.
I'm sorry, I'm just a little freaked out. There's an eagle and a crow, some kind of corvid. Like
he gives out he's like, "Oh yes, that'll be Jessamine." Gives out a whistle, and the eagle soars to land on his shoulder. Don't worry about it. She's very tame, very tame. Just taking care of a few pests. Sorry, you are right. So the library, the Twilight Archives, of which there are many libraries, contains all the information that has ever existed, from the beginning onwards.
Okay, that sounds nice.
Yes. However, the archives guard their secrets, so we have to make sure that only those who will use it for good come.
Do I have to use it for... Can I just have it for knowledge's sake?
Yes, maybe not bad. Maybe use it for not bad.
I can do that. I don't...
We come to the induction, so you become... So we are part of the Order. We are... the guardians of the Twilight Archives, and we are here to, make sure everything runs smoothly.
So you're Bellamere.
Yes.
Who are these lovely...
Oh, yes, of course.
Lovely people?
So you see they're wearing, much more traditional robes, and now that you're looking at them, you notice the lights from earlier are literally floating. They're suspended by nothing. And it was, this is Sarah, Dr. Cromwell, and this is Robert Mortimer.
Robert Mortimer and
Yes,
Dr. Cromwell.
You can just call him Mort. Dr. Mort.
Okay.
I have,
Can I ask how the lights are they on wires or...
Isabella returns to Sarah and goes, we really should ease them into this a little bit better.
That would be nice.
So, pitch, magic's also real. A little, but only here. So, it's a magical library, and you can find whatever you want. And also
Is that related to the dreams that I've been having?
Give me a read person.
21, which passes both.
Pass both. He says, yes, the library calls to all who seek knowledge. He's lying.
Oh, okay.
But...
I do seek knowledge, so
It calls to those who seek knowledge, and...
Do you guys seek knowledge too?
Yes, we are knowledge seekers.
What kind of knowledge? I know what knowledge I'm seeking. What are you seeking? Is it...
All sorts of knowledge. So myself, I'm particularly interested in the mechanical arts, specifically the animation and crafting of new automatons, like Jessamine here.
Yeah, was the crow...
Well,
crow corvid...
Jessamine goes,
Sparrow. Oh, it looked like my eyesight's not. I don't know.
So there's magic that animates things that perhaps should not be animated. That's one of our responsibilities, to take care of things like that. But if we'd like to get out of this dank corridor, we can take you to a place that's a bit brighter, the headquarters. We can have explain everything. It's dangerous to linger out here.
Okay, yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, so they indicate off the corridor. You walk down, and you enter into a wide area. It is still wreathed in shadow. They flick up their hands, and those floating lights go up into the sky and sort of illuminate, arched stone columns. But you really can't see the ends. It vanishes up into blackness. And you look down, and you can see the stone pavement. But at the same time, it seemed to suggest, you seem like you're moving through a swamp almost. Like there's some thickness in the air that as you stand there seems to creep closer up toward your knees. Dr. Bellamere says, "Oh, we've got to get going, guys." Yep. And the three of them form a triangle and cast together, and a glowing sigil is revealed on the floor.
Sick.
Guys, it's a pop-up book.
Yeah! It is a pop-up book.
Staying calm.
The sigil glows and then sends up light from all of the lines, and Belber says, "Alright, hop in."
Hop in?
It's the easiest thing. It's just like
Can
jumping.
one of you go first?
Yes. Sarah says, "See you on the other side," and jumps in, and in a shower of light, she's gone.
I'll do one last look around and then jump in.
And with that, you vanish in a shower of light, and the dark abyss surrounding you is no more.
Bye, Jeremy. and that's how Jeremy died.
You can go home now.
All right. Phoebe. Chapter 2. Would you turn the pages for me? Chapter 2, The Dropout.
Oh boy.
We close in on a rainy day in Chicago, a prestigious university, the brick and stone towers and buildings, a gentle arch over the students scurrying to and fro. In the library, Phoebe, if you want to tell us about your character and what she's doing here.
So, at this current moment, she is sitting and reading one of the newer archaeology textbooks that's come into the library recently. Although the first thing you would probably notice is that she's definitely not a student, because she's wearing a navy blue security windbreaker, and she's got her boots up on the table. It's just kind of sitting there, watching the clock every few minutes, waiting for her shift to start.
You see the three librarians, Donna, Lillian, and Vicky, are shuffling around. Donna comes over to you, and she's sort of on the younger side, big glasses.
Coke bottle? Coke bottle
She's got big Coke bottle glasses, very dwarfing her tweed sweater, and her hair is in 10 different directions. Oh, Maddie, how's it going? How's the book? New book today, I see.
Yeah, new book. Did you know there is a thing called coffin births?
Yes, terrifying.
Absolutely atrocious. It's basically okay. So
yes,
basically,
where are you going somewhere with this?
Basically, if a person dies while pregnant and they are buried, a thing that can happen is that all of the gases as the body decomposes will push out the unborn fetus as if it were being born, and you'll just find the baby skeleton it's separate from the. Horrifying.
I knew about those, but your description was so evocative. going to see Lillian comes up and says, Maddie, you've gotta lead with the fun things. Not saying it's not interesting, I'm just saying...
Well, it was the most recent thing I had read.
That's fair. That's very interesting. Vicky kind of yells across and says, tell her we got the new books in the back.
Ooh.
The new books, yes. New books in the back.
I'll see if I can find some fun stuff in them.
Okay, yeah, you do that. Just, make sure you bring them back in tip-top condition.
Absolutely.
I mean, the students don't care, but we do, just a little.
I know.
Yeah, no, I know. I just need to say it every time. I know the coffee thing was only once, but it was...
I do still feel so bad about it.
Lillian says, it's okay. She never forgives.
Yeah.
That's her problem, not yours.
Okay.
It's okay. We trust it won't happen again. Why don't you go grab those now? So you have something to read on shift?
Oh, yeah.
Sounds
okay,
good.
Cool, great. I make sure I have like a little bookmark that I put in there and just put the book back where it goes. Nobody ever really checks them out, so.
Give me a hard observation as you go off into the stacks.
Okay. Nope.
Great.
Love observation rolls.
Nope.
Great. Cool. All right.
I got my eyes on the Dewey Decimal System.
Lillian hands off like a call number for the pages. This is a section of the stacks you haven't actually been to maybe ever in a long time. It is buried in the back. You might have to actually read the signs to remember how to get there. So you wander through the stacks, and as you're wandering through, you start to notice architecture that really maybe shouldn't be a part of this library. I mean, you're not an expert, but you certainly have a deep wealth of knowledge, and you kind of understand the architecture of the time this university was founded, and this red sandstone is not... This would have had to have been imported, and also it was had fallen out of use. All the quarries had run dry, really by antiquity.
And all of those thoughts go through my head before it occurred. The thoughts of, I've also been in this library before. That's not usually here.
You see that this sandstone extends deep, and you realize that you're not sure you're in the library anymore. You're not quite sure where you are. You just know that you are surrounded by... The call numbers are the same when you open the books. They say the university you're from, but they're strange. They feel like they have been written for a different time by different people. Give me a sense vestigia.
Nope.
What'd you get?
82.
It's very strange. You can die. You can continue down this path. What are you feeling right now?
Questioning the shortbread cookies that Donna gave me earlier. She usually lets me know when they're special. But I think I just close the book. And look back the way I came. Does it look normal back the way I came, or is it also now strange?
It looks like, you know that sense when you take a wrong turn and you're like, I've taken a wrong turn, but I sort of remember taking that wrong turn. So it's possible if you wanted to backtrack, you could. But the numbers are not leading you astray. Like, you got the call number. The call number's not lying. The book is ahead.
Okay.
So the numbers haven't gone strange.
All right, I'll keep going for the book at least. I mean, she did say they were new, so maybe we got in some weird stuff.
As you continue down this path, you come to a broad corridor, and you are sure that this is not part of the library. Architecturally, it is not possible for a corridor this big to exist with these support columns on this floor underneath. It's not physically possible. You see in front of you a broad sandstone arch of the same architecture, but this time it is almost new. It is like only 100 years since carving, where you're used to seeing these carvings, thousands of years of weathering and aging, but somehow this is fresh cut stone. And you can give me a sense vestigia.
She's rolling shit today, guys.
No vestigia here.
No vestigia. I go up and touch it. Like.
Yeah, so you, through that corridor, you can feel a dry air, a dry, warm air blowing at you, you really can't get the sense, and you can't quite see beyond this archway. It doesn't feel sinister or threatening, it just feels unformed. As you're looking at this, you hear desperate cheeping, sounds of some small animal in distress, but also clanging and crashing as if it's banging into something, and a metallic sparrow barrel rolls and crashes to the ground at your feet. Following swiftly behind it is a large metallic eagle. You can see its eyes are glowing, and it is going straight.
Can I take my flashlight and get it up into shoot the light into the eagle's face?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a dexterity roll.
Come on. I've not rolled anything below a 60 so far.
You dazzle it, and instead of it is distracted from the sparrow, but instead slams right into your face, and you are hit with probably 25 pounds of sharp metal kind of directly to your face. I'm gonna need you I'm gonna need you to roll a roll a sorry, I'm gonna
need to wash these dice.
Yeah. Roll a dexterity for me.
Okay, I'm gonna roll this one on the map.
Mm-hmm.
That exactly meets my dexterity.
Okay,
Hey.
cool. So you take 2 points of damage.
Okay.
So you are...
Where are my hit points?
So you just write them... There doesn't seem to be like an area to write them down.
Just hurt.
Yeah, so you're bloodied.
Bloodied, okay.
Yes. So hurt and bloodied are basically kind of the same thing. Bloodied just means you're a little bit impaired during kind of that scene. Both of them go away by the next scene that you're in, but bloodied you'll kind of still have, still looked a little fucked up.
Got it.
Great.
Jesus, fuck! I'm trying to push it down.
It caws and starts encircles you, sort of doing that thing where it doesn't want to hurt you further, but it's trying to rush you to get you away from the sparrow, which is sort of just cheaped itself underneath your feet. And as you're watching the sparrow, it seems like you can see its chest open up. First you think its ribs are breaking, but instead it looks like there's a small scrap of parchment that's encased in beneath its rib cages. And it sort of opens its rib cages, the scroll falls out, and then the light in its eyes dims, and it sort of turns itself off. And you can hear the winding down.
I'm gonna try to scoop up the parchment, and then, I guess, run into the dark.
Great, okay. Love that choice. Okay, so you... you grab the piece of parchment. Do you grab the sparrow?
I think I leave the sparrow for the bird.
Yeah, as the mechanical whir of the sparrow starts to die down, the eagle slams into it, reducing it again to component parts. Just as you dash into the darkness, you can hear the sounds of people approaching behind you, but as you dive in, it's like a switch has been flipped and it fades to dead silence.
Turn off my flashlight, and I'm just like...
you can no longer hear anything. It's as if a door has been closed. You get that sense of the click of finality of whatever that was. You have moved past that choice.
She moved into the darkness.
Yeah, he's moved into the darkness. So you jump into the darkness, and instead of landing on the purple carpet, the horrible 90s carpet of the library, your feet instead land on sand.
So cool.
And you can see, opening up in front of you, a wide sandy path. Dotting the edges are the same ruins. It's like a trail of breadcrumbs leading you into the distance. At the same time, you look on either side of you, and you notice the darkness has sort of changed, and instead of becoming pure darkness, it now seems more like fog. Mist that is starting to blow away to reveal more sand, and stretching out it's not ruins. It looks like, and it's not a junkyard either, it's more like I might use this laters of the universe. So a lot of things that aren't particularly useful, aren't particularly, historically, but there are some valuable things here. You see a lot of old books that aren't, there's not new information, but they're just kind of valuable for being first or second editions. You see a lot of gold coins, a lot of silver bars. It really seems like this is a catch-all for things that are valuable but not important. So you can see kind of the hint of a city, sort of the culmination of all these ruins. If the archway was impressive, this is fantastical as the promise of being able to see these civilizations in the flesh, almost.
I think now that she's actively being attacked by a giant mechanical bird, Maddie takes a second and is just going through, pulls out her phones. You look at her eyes. They don't seem bloodshot.
Your phone fizzes. You turn the screen on, and there's a static ripple across it. It's not broken. It just seems like there's some sort of powerful interference that's keeping the chips from working properly. Your flashlight's working fine though.
Okay. Bad trip. Very, very bad trip. Very bad trip. This is an automatic reply. No return address provided. Welcome, your name here. I apologize if my Dreamcaster caused you any distress. I'm afraid I have little time, but if you made it here, then it means you can help. I'll find you when I can. Until then, hold knowledge close and run. Very bad trip. She's gonna kind of look around for any obvious threats on the horizon.
It's you and the whistling sand and these modern day abandoned valuables and the city in the distance.
The fuck did I take?
Only way out is through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so as you keep
making her way.
you keep walking, the sand starts to get deeper, so you're kind of stepping through when before it was kind of flat, even sand as on a beach. Now you're kind of trekking over and up and down sand dunes, and it gets increasingly difficult to move. It almost as if the sand is not sand, but has become water. This is some sort of dry river that you're now wading through, that you're starting to sink deeper into.
Any of the other forgotten objects that are about, are they also kind of sinking
No, they're still
floating?
there. They're kind of floating on the top.
Anything wooden?
Yeah, there's definitely some antique furniture type things.
Okay.
Kind of mass-produced stuff.
Grab something and sort of tow it along with me in case this gets deep enough that I could maybe use something that floats.
As you're pulling along, give me a strength check.
Yeah!
Yeah, so you start pulling this thing along, and sinking deeper and deeper, and the city is growing closer. You're getting closer, but the going is getting increasingly rougher. It almost is like weight is attached to your ankles, and you are sinking. You're almost now chest height, waist height in sand. Give me an observation check. Hard. Great. So you're sinking deeper and deeper into the sand, still dragging this thing behind you. You can continue to go forward, or you can try to turn around. What do you think that you are going to continue to sink?
Mm-hmm. Even if I were to get on top of this thing that I'm dragging?
You can try it.
I would try to climb, sort of.
So you climb onto the top, and as soon as you climb onto the top, it is if you have fallen off the edge of a cliff. like a hole has opened up in the sand. You, the desk, fall into a pit, and then you just keep falling. There's sand all around you. It's like you've been swept away in a river of sand. No control over where you're going. Free falling.
Wonderful.
Shawn.
This.
Yeah. Chapter 3, the ascetic. Is that how you say that?
I think so.
Ascetic? Chapter 3, the ascetic.
There'll be a definition in the...
Yeah, nice little
Oh,
captions.
yes, someone who chooses to live apart as part of a dedicated spiritual practice.
What was your scholar
Dropout.
dropout?
All right. Dr. Tafal, you find yourself in your office, which, despite your repeated attempts, is somehow the only office that is next to all 3 of the conference rooms and/or classrooms. As much as you may push, somehow, for some reason, the administrative assistant keeps denying your request to move to a more secluded location. Shawn, tell us a little about your character. Who are you?
Dr. Samuel Trefall was educated in a philosophical tradition, has his doctorate in epistemology, the study of how we know things. What is knowledge? How do we accrue knowledge? And recently it's become in vogue social epistemology, and the idea that 10,000 Elvis fans can't be wrong, or if enough people agree on a certain thing, then that thing must be true. And this is what the majority of Dr. Trefall's thesis rails against, and harks back towards Cartesian epistemology and the idea that all true knowledge should be garnered through individual perception and strong self-doubt and extrapolating from the few principles that we really know to be true. This is not a popular viewpoint. It has not gotten Dr. Trefall far.
Nor many friends.
Currently scraping by as an adjunct and falling deeper and deeper into the idea that the more connections he makes and the more charismatic people he listens to who have ideas that he's tempted to agree with just because he likes them or their affect, clearly that's not the way knowledge is to be garnered, and rather more and more introspection is the only path. And that has led him to a few adjunct lectures at Medgar Evers College in Brooklyn, and a lot of self-imposed isolation, and a growing stack of books whose authors he's realizing are just other charismatic philosophers or good writers, but that doesn't make their ideas any more worth internalizing than any others.
God.
He's a professional skeptic.
Professional skeptic. Great. As you're sitting there, you can hear the noon bells ring and streams of students entering all 3 classrooms. There's a heavy thumping bass coming from the classroom nearest to you, as it seems like they're going to be watching a movie today. It is impossible to think or to do anything. You can definitely stay here if you want, or you can start to look for somewhere quieter, or do a third thing.
I'll stand up and see, are there doors, do the doors have windows into that classroom? Do I know what class is being taught in there?
Yeah. You definitely know whoever's teaching in here. What's their name? I'm outsourcing, guys.
Are we in philosophy department?
Yeah. So this is your office. This is like the philosophy. They probably combined philosophy, modern languages, like classical languages, and like some history. So it's a kind of a hodgepodge.
Yeah. Okay. So this is Dr. Hansen's class. It's cross-listed psych and philosophy, and it's. I've refused to indulge myself in learning what the course is actually on, but it seems like every lecture is some populist theory, and then all the students get to raise their hands and feel special because they too have thought the same thing that everyone else thought when they saw this film or read this book or listened to this song.
He's throwing around like one of those question balls, like where you catch it and you have to answer the question. Everyone's having a great time. Those students are really engaging because he's really taking the time to meet them at their level and like try to nurture them and their understanding of where they are right now.
Yeah. I'll open the door and just kind of sit in the back.
Incredible. Okay, so Dr. Henson like waves to you and says, "Hey Sam, how's it going?" Hey, everyone, say hi to Sam. All right, on 3, I want everyone to say what they've learned today. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah, so everyone just starts shouting the most, like, inane things that they have learned with, like, great enthusiasm at you. You hear, if a bunch of people think that it's true, like, the wisdom of the crowd can sometimes be right, although you have to verify, but you should listen, because, like, that's good. Then someone else says, no, but, like, going along with majority can be bad, too. You just have to pay attention and, like, double-check things. And someone says, I agree with that. That was also really good. It was good that you said that. I liked that. I'm going to remember that bit. Do you have anything you want to contribute? Any wisdom you want to share with the class? We've just been sharing wisdom right here.
The opinion of 10,000 men means nothing if none of them know anything about the subject. Marcus Aurelius said that. I believe, Dr. Watson, that was your thesis. We don't have quite 10,000 men in this room, but we also don't seem to have any knowledge of the subject. Dr. Watson, I think I've asked before that if at all possible, you keep the volume levels of your class to an appropriate level for those of us pursuing individual pursuits in adjoining chambers. I won't take up any more of your valuable time.
Oh, absolutely. I'm keeping it as quiet as we possibly can.
I'm already walking away.
You hear the volume, like, definitely has been turned up, like, 1 or 2 notches as you go back in.
I'm not going to my office.
Yeah.
I'll walk wherever that leads.
Yeah, so, like, essentially. So there's a bunch of offices here. This is, like, the way to the quiet areas. This is, like, the deep bowels of the building. You give me a sense vestigial.
Because these have been going so well.
Yeah.
Oh, we got it, though!
Hey! Suddenly, it's not a physical breeze, but it's the same feeling as when you're walking down kind of a brisk fall farmer's market, and then, like, the smell of hot apple cider wafts across your nose, except it is the smell of clean, maintained, but old books, and of quiet, and the sinking sound when the only thing that you can hear is dust settling on the floor. And you can just sort of, it's not smell, but you can sort of follow that weird sensation through these winding hallways, unless there's somewhere else you're trying to go to. Just trying to...
No, if the one thing I'll trust is my gut here, I'll follow the sensation.
Great, so as you wander down these hallways, you end up in a hallway you definitely haven't seen before. It's the same industrial carpet, the same walls. When you look at the offices, it seems like the doors they're real doors, but you're not quite sure the rooms behind them are. And as you turn behind you, you realize the door from where you came from is closed. And you're not sure which of these doors you came from, because they all look identical, and there's no identifying information. And it's almost like they go to infinity. It's hard to tell. It's certainly what it feels like, but that can't be right. Like they must end somewhere. Can't go on to infinity. As you're standing there contemplating it, one of the doors flies open, and a small mechanical sparrow shoots out of it, hits the door across from it, and kind of ping-pongs its way over to you. And just as you've kind of absorbed that happening, a giant eagle also flies out, talons outstretched, coming straight for you and the sparrow, which is kind of peeping around your feet, kind of desperately trying to hide behind you. Give me an observation.
That passes hard.
These feel like real mechanical birds. Like, you've not seen this before, but it seems like a mechanical automaton that is flying, and it weighs 30 pounds, and that is too heavy to fly? Something must be up.
Okay. I'm gonna back up quickly away from the eagle, but I harbor no sympathy for the
You're just gonna leave it to die? The sparrow can't, it kind of hurt its wing as it hit that door, so it can't really fly, so it's kind of desperately hopping towards you. And you can see, with that hard observation, that it does have, like, a piece of paper kind of trapped within it. And give me, you don't have a cult, give me How much do you think you would have researched any, religious traditions, any kind of occult or superstition, folklore, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, that's very much in the tradition,
Yeah.
the idea that the cults are a charismatic leader who can espouse basically any opinion and people believe it because of their charisma rather than because of any justifiable fact.
Great, so you look at that bird with a piece of paper inside of it, and you think of kind of the legends of golems, which were, animated by a practitioner writing something on a piece of paper and putting it inside, and to unanimate it, you could remove that piece of paper. Somehow those two, the life of the creature and that piece of paper were sort of inextricably linked.
Yeah.
So you back up, leave that creature out there kind of on its own, and the eagle pounces on it, starts tearing it to shreds, including that piece of paper is in there, being eaten, and you hear people coming from this direction, loud, boisterous talking.
Yeah.
You also have a door here.
I was about to say, I'm going to check the nearest door.
Yes. Yeah, so the nearest door here opens. You see kind of a long stone corridor. It's unclear exactly where it leads, but it has that same sense, feeling, smell of those cold, clean books in that dry, quiet, dusty area.
Okay. I'm going to step inside and see if I can close most of the door.
Okay, just leave it a
but
bit
still
open.
try to listen in through the hallway. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a stealth roll.
Oh, we do have those.
Yeah.
That's a fail.
That's a fail? Yeah, so you see two people coming up to the eagle, and the eagle sort of does that thing where it swallows the last of the sparrow, and then flies up and lands on the shoulder of one of them. And then you can see his eyes turn and look directly at you, as he spotted you spying.
The eagle or the person?
Both.
Ah. I'll address the person.
Okay, so you're gonna come out and
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. He says, "Oh, hello. Sorry, I didn't see you there spying in the corner."
Greetings. You're automaton, I presume?
Yes, this is Jessamine. Hello. Yes, hello. Who are you?
Jessamine would strike me as a dangerous pet
She's quite tame.
within the confines of the university.
She's quite tame. I have a fully licensed.
We seem to have accrued evidence to disbelieve you.
Just taking care of a pest. I mean, surely you don't allow random birds to wander your sacred halls.
What is Jessamine?
She's an eagle. I'm sorry. You seem confused.
Eagles are animals. Jessamine appears metal.
A metal eagle. You can see that
Your creation?
he looks at you and gives sort of a twirl of his fingers, and you can just feel a wind rush over you and sort of ruffle your clothing, and your hair. It kind of goes in between your coat or your blazer, I'm assuming you're wearing?
Yeah.
It flies up your blazer. Just a little whirlwind. And then you can see he goes, "Oh! I'm so sorry, you are new here. This is, are you..." Now let me take a wild guess. You came seeking something, looking for something, and you've gotten yourself a bit turned around, and now you don't know where you are. Ring a bell?
That could reasonably describe anyone.
That's untrue. That's definitely, and you can see the person behind him, she's wearing a longer flowing robe as opposed to his suit jacket. It sort of tugs and says, do you have listen? Is listen a thing?
It's not one of the big common skills. I got observation.
Observation.
Read person.
There's read
Yeah,
lips
give
as
me
an
read
expert skill.
person.
There's social, which you'll be shocked to discover I haven't put once in.
Yeah, give me a read person.
Yeah, I make the hard version.
Great.
What is
So
trade dice?
So it seems like she's doing the equivalent of come on, hurry it up, make a decision, do X or do Y, we've got to get going. And he says, "If you've gotten lost, you're welcome to come with me, but I have a busy schedule and I don't really have time to escort people who might have gotten lost out of getting lost if you want to go a different direction. You can come with me, stay here."
You're a savior looking for disciples. Yeah, tale as old as time. Good afternoon.
Great. Great, glad we solved that. You can see that he takes out like a small rock, traces a sigil of some kind on the door, which glows briefly for a moment, opens the door. You can see sort of like tile and like tall bookshelves and the sound of running water just briefly as the two of them exit through that door and close it behind them. The sigil flares briefly, disappears, and then they're gone. There's a few metal gears scattered around, but otherwise you're again alone in the hallway.
I'm going to collect the gears and then take a second to take notes on all of this.
Okay.
Also, I know I came vaguely from this direction.
Yes.
There's feasibly infinite doors now.
Yes.
I'll just take a sketch map of that as well.
It is, you're now in here. So you have entered through one of these doors, and there are hallways extending in either direction, and you don't know which of these rooms you came out of. They all look the same.
So at least 3 doors of interest, being the door I came from, which is somewhere to the right of the door they left. And
yes.
Did they come from and leave from the same door, or they came down the hallway?
You didn't actually see, you didn't see for sure which door they came out of, but it was one of these, yeah.
Okay. And then there's the door that leads down.
Actually, they probably came out the door that the eagle would have flown out of. You think that was likely, but not for sure. Yeah, and then this hallway door that you've just opened.
I'm going to check the door directly opposite that hallway and predict that it'll be locked.
It opens to the same dark hallway.
I'm going to go ahead and put a gear, like 1 step inside, close the door, turn around, open the original door.
Okay, so you open the original door. There's no gear, but it's the same hallway.
The absence of gear would lead me to presume it's not the same hallway.
All of your senses are saying it's the same hallway.
I'm going to take a second to sketch my best estimate. Do I know about how many doors that way I think I came from?
Yeah, I think you probably get it to 1 or 2.
Cool. I'll go 6 doors right, open that one.
It's the same hallway.
Okay, I'll make sketch of my notes, the 3 doors that I've opened, and then I'm going through this door. The one to the right.
You sketched 3 identical hallway pictures.
Well, I have a
yes.
hallway and then like doors and where they go, which
Yes.
I'll do, but I'll do not in real time.
Yes. Incredible. I'm so sorry. But yeah, no, it's the same hallway. Great. So yeah, you step through this hallway. You step through one of them, the hallways.
Yes. 6 doors to the right this way, but yes.
It truly does not matter.
On my map, it's 6 doors to the right, and it's that way.
Great. So
To Samuel, it matters.
To Samuel it matters. These things, preciseness is important. Yeah, you step through 6 doors, and as you step into the hallway, there's a little crunch underneath your feet, and you find the same gear.
Can't be the same gear, because I left that gear 6 doors over and 1 hallway over. I pick up the gear, I exit back into the hallway, I go 6 doors left, I open the one that I originally put the gear in. The gear should still be there where I left it.
There's no gear.
This is noted. I go back to my original door. There are now no gears left. I retain all of the gears.
Yes.
And I will move onward.
Great. The door shuts behind you, like, a little peevishly, just, like, closes, and it's now locked, and you can't see out the window anymore. You can't see what's happening through the door.
Right, and I can't go back through the door?
No. It has vanished behind you.
It seems there is one option left.
There is now one option.
I will move forward.
You've made your choices. Great. Yeah, so as you step in, there's sort of there's not light, but more like, if you've ever seen like glowworms, just some ambient light, just enough to be able to see what's happening, sort of illuminates the hallway. And part of the hallway illuminates.
Okay, I go to the corner.
All right. As you go there, the hallway... The hallway illuminates so you can see. Pretend these are all the same shade of gray. You definitely didn't paint them at 2 different times and contaminate one with some red. It's fine. Yeah, so as you turn the corner, the hallway illuminates. But it's almost, instead of the darkness disappearing, that it coalesces into the shape of a bird. a large black raven who looks at you with very beady eyes and says, Answer? The secret's 3, and then free you'll be.
You're a raven.
That's not a secret.
You are responding to what I'm saying.
Also not a secret, but yes.
And this is not an elaborate Turing test.
No.
Does it matter that you're a raven, or could I just speak to whoever's feeding you these lines?
I suppose I could not be a raven, but really, I've never not been a raven. Still not a secret.
Whatever game you're playing, let it be noted, your corvid nature is not going to determine my responses. I would like to be not here. Can you help me?
Answer me with secrets 3, and then free you'll be.
Proceed.
Oh, no, this is where you go.
You desire secrets.
Yes. Your secrets, specifically.
My secrets. Things I know that you don't.
Yes.
Ravens cannot speak.
It's not a secret. You can refuse to answer my questions 3, but then free you shall not be.
Two lefts and 200 feet from my office, there is a corridor with seemingly infinite doors, which lead to seemingly identical passages and a talking raven.
You can see it's like sort of it's tracing through that and computing. It looks at you and says, well, that is a secret B, but perhaps now that you have told me, I think I can let you pass. However, I would question the discrepancy between not believing in me, but then accepting the infinite hallways. And as you said that, and are thinking on that, it flies away, sort of up into these shadows and becomes one with it.
I'm gonna stop and take some notes. The existence of the talking bird, and the fact that my actions directly affect the actions of the talking bird, gives validity to the hallway. But if I disbelieve the hallway... Raven! I have questions.
There's no sound.
I'm gonna leave.
You're gonna leave? You're gonna go back?
I can't leave anymore.
So
the door's locked.
You can try to go back the way you came, or
I'm gonna attempt to do that.
Yeah, so you get to the end of the hallway, and there's the door is still there, but you cannot open it, and you get the sense it is no longer a real door somehow. As you're trying the door, you feel the ground start to rumble a little bit underneath your feet, and there's the sense that you're now being watched, the same way that Raven watched you, but by many more eyes. And in the sense that a cloud of birds will gather right before they attack something. You got that feeling, that storm, that sense of possibility in the air.
I'm gonna run.
You're gonna run?
I'm gonna, run down the hall, take a right.
Gonna run down the hall, take a right. You pull that one for me? Great. So you run down the hall, the corridor lights behind you. Do you continue running?
Yep.
So you continue running, and the hall lights up again, and this time the darkness coalesces, and another raven appears before you. That sense that you're being followed has abated a little bit, but it is still tingling on the back of your tongue, on the back of your neck. The hair on the back of your head is sort of standing up just a little bit. Looks at you and goes,
Raven, I'm inclined to play by your rules. I don't know where we are, I don't know why we are, but it appears that the rules defining how things should operate are different here.
second of the secrets 3, and then free you'll be.
The secrets can be of this world or the other?
Answer me. Your secrets 3.
Despite its complete lack of validity, and if anything, the fact that it makes him a worse instructor, I'm jealous of Dr. Hansen's affection for the students and theirs of him.
If you're jealous, why haven't you done anything to change it?
I gave you the secret. I would like to know this.
Raven laughs at you and flies off.
Like a human laugh or like a raveny laugh?
It is a raven cackle, but demonstrably and identifiably laughter.
It seems like the raven is speaking.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the raven's definitely talking. I mean, you can give me. Are you asking like in character, like what you think's happening?
Yeah, like is the raven articulating the sounds, or does it seem like the raven is kind of moving its mouth and then sounds are emanating vaguely from it?
It sounds like the raven is talking. Like, it doesn't sound like there's a trick. It doesn't seem like a ventriloquist thing is happening.
Yeah.
You're not sure the mechanics, but
Okay.
the bird is talking. It's not, like a speaker. It is actually in some corporeal form talking. So,
Move on.
you move on? Yeah. All right. Cool. So you get, corridor opens up again. Light, you can still continue on?
Yep.
Can you just hold that one down for me? Continue, you can pull that one for me too. And as you continue walking down, that the feeling of being watched has somewhat abated, but that initial sense, that initial piece and book, that has started to come back and deepen and become more tangible almost. And it's not that there's nothing here. It's just that it feels like old and quiet. Like it's just a very, very old library. You can't see any books, but that kind of just everything in its place, and that this is like the first of something, like some deep place of the world. You're not. It's very hard to understand what's happening, but that sense gets deeper as you continue walking. You come to a slightly different exit. It seems more like a door. There's some corning, some molding around the edges, and you can't see what's beyond it, but it feels different than the hallways. Out of that darkness hops another raven.
Are you the same raven?
Answer me. Your secret 3.
Do you remember the first 2 secrets?
Give me a social.
Nope. Big fail. 97, is that in the crit fail range?
No, that's not a fumble. So
Okay.
Rivers of London is different from Call of Cthulhu, where a fumble is just 000.
Just what I did.
Got it.
Yeah, it's just that one. Unless you're incapacitated so you being bloodied counts as being incapacitated. So fumbles start at 90 for you.
Fun!
Until you'll heal the next scene, and that won't be an issue.
Okay.
But the scene in which you were bloodied, you can fail a little bit easier now. Yeah, birds are really hard to read. It just sort of gives you a gimlet eye. Question 3. Secret 3.
Despite its complete lack of reasonability and the fact that it goes against everything I believe, I am jealous of Dr. Hansen and his students.
I do not believe that secret true, given you've told it to Raven too.
Are you Raven 2? Or have you simply spoken to Raven 2?
Give to me your secret 3, and then free you'll be.
I have no understanding of this world. And I understand the world I came from so much better. I've dedicated my life to it. And yet, I somehow feel more comfortable here.
As you say that, the bird starts to grow in size. and it grows so large that you're sort of forced to like step up onto it, and you find yourself on the back of. No, that didn't work. Got a little glue dot. You find yourself on the back. Let's see if this works. I didn't actually test this. All right, on the back, on the back of this raven. Yeah, what a wild thing to be in an absolutely batshit place and think, this seems about right. Just as you're thinking that, the raven starts to beat its wings and starts flying up into the inky darkness above you.
This is through the door?
Yeah, so it goes to the door, and you can't see anything. You are in blackness, but you can feel the raven flying beneath you. Chapter 4. Emily, if you would turn the page for me.
Okay.
Chapter 4. The Church Mouse.
Incredible.
All right. You know, it is the middle of the day. You're volunteering on a Saturday. There's no congregation in currently. Any of the community projects haven't yet started in yet. Sort of just you and Reverend Clement. You've seen him kind of walking around.
Okay. Yeah, I think Jude's going to kind of be in one of these back offices here, just as far away from Reverend Clement as they possibly can get. Just kind of flipping through their Bible, which is all marked up and annotated and falling apart in places, and just reading through the book of Revelation. It's been a bit, and they feel like they might need to brush up on that.
As you're reading that, give me a power check.
Power check. All right. That's a 15. That passes hard.
Yeah, as you're reading that, you're able to keep calm and centered within yourself. There is sort of tucked in a bunch of drawers in your little office, several books that have been incinerated beyond readability. This one, you sort of feel your fingertips start to heat up, but you're able to breathe and remember and let it go. So doing that, your little knock at the door, and Reverend Clement sticks in and says, Jude, how's it going?
Hey.
You're okay?
Reverend, yeah,
Just wanted to check in. You've been even quieter than usual lately.
I haven't been sleeping well, with exams coming up. I've been up late kind of studying, so I apologize. I know I haven't been as present with the congregation as I usually am. And
it's all right.
I'll make a note to do better.
No, I just want to make sure you're okay. You've got to make sure you're centered in yourself before you can pass the Lord through you to others. And I just want to make sure you're doing okay.
Yep. Thank you.
There's nothing I can do.
No, it'll pass. It'll all pass. Like once I pass my exams and I'm actually ordained, and I'll be able to more completely, allow God to speak through me and serve others.
Give me a social check.
Yeah.
Hard.
That's a 4.
Oh, 4. God.
That's a 4.
Yeah, you're very convincing.
Mm-hmm.
You're very convincing. Mm-hmm. And even though none of that is true, you're falling apart on the inside. Reverend Clement says, all right, well, my door's always open. This is not easy work, and I want to make sure that, you're not hurting yourself to do that. And it's, no, I'm not I don't want to pressure you, I'm not going to say anymore, but my door is always open.
Thank you, Reverend. I appreciate that, and I just want to say thank you for your guidance, both personally and spiritually. I really feel like you are such a great leader of this congregation. I really look up to you, and I want to be, like you when I'm ordained. So thank you for checking in.
Yeah, no, I'm touched. Everyone's got their own path. It's okay to walk that, Just want to make sure you do know that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll leave you to it. It looks like you're going through reading material pretty quick. If you want any more, there's always the lower archives. It's always open. I wouldn't open up to anyone, but I do trust you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I might go down there. Yeah, just to make sure I'm fresh on everything. It's been long couple of years. You know, I could always brush up on my reading. I feel like I just burn through books like crazy. Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. Yes. Well, you know the way. I'll be in my office then.
Thanks. Yeah, I'll see you later then.
That's good. You see him walk around to his office. Coincidentally, you are in the same room as the stairs downstairs. But yeah, is there anything you want to do? You're just reading Revelations?
Yeah, just reading Revelations, and specifically like the different bowls and kind of plagues of the earth at the end of the world. Yeah, the fourth angel poured out his bowl on the sun, and power was given to scorch men with fire. Men were scorched with great heat, and they blasphemed in the name of God who had power of these plagues, and they did not repent and give him glory. And just trying to not take that personally.
You succeed?
No, definitely not. But I think, like, yeah, before Jude loses their cool, yeah, I think they're going to go downstairs, taking the Bible with them.
Yeah.
So hopefully just gets a little breathing room.
Give me a sense vestigial. Vestigia.
Oh, just missed that. 66.
You wander down into the stacks, into the kind of storage areas of the church. You see a lot of books. You've kind of been down to help organize, and you do know that the older archives are in the back there. They have a lot of like rare books, but then also just uncommon ones, like ones that aren't particularly old or valuable, but just sort of limited run, limited printing, only interesting kind of for people who are studying theology or intimately involved in the church's activities.
Yeah. How far back do the books go?
Pretty far back. It's the storage area is almost the size of the church underneath. It's a very large.
Okay. Do they have anything from like early 1600s?
Probably some, yeah.
Cool. I think Jude's gonna maybe go over to that section and maybe see if there's any accounts of witchcraft that maybe they could review.
Yeah, give me a research roll.
Sounds great. That is a 36. I think I have that. Yeah, we're good. Just a normal.
So you find a couple of older tomes. They're kind of in protective boxes. The instructions for care are kind of listed on the box. Yeah, you definitely find a few. There's less about specific like ways to recognize witches and more about just promoting the spiritual health of your congregation. Is there anything specific that you're looking for?
I guess like I'll read through the like promoting the spiritual health of your congregation, hoping that it has like some signs of like how to recognize witchcraft / help someone who may be a witch.
Give me a power roll.
Great. That's a 93.
Your hands burst into flame holding this book.
They drop it immediately and like trying to like stamp it out, stamp out the fire with their foot, like traipsing on this. You
successfully stamp
book.
out the fire, but the book is smoldered.
Cool.
The binding is cracked. The pages are spilling out. Some of the pages are burned beyond repair. Like the ones you were holding open on witchcraft are now a smoking hole. You can see like witch just kind of around the edges of this char you've left in the middle of the page.
Cool. Jude's gonna take a quick glance back to like see, like wait a second, see if like anyone has heard that or if there's anybody like coming down the stairs.
Yeah, give me an observation.
Okay, that makes it hard.
Yeah, I mean, Reverend Clements is the only one here,
Okay.
and so you think no one heard you. As you kind of look around, you turn back, and there's a door there, kind of in the corner of the room, which you swore was not there when you turned around. And you have been having very strange dreams lately, whispers of darkness and deepness, and knowledge beyond what you have learned in your studies, beyond what man has taught you. And this door whispers to you in the same way as you stand here, this charred wreck of a book.
Great. Yeah, I think Jude's gonna put the book in their pocket, kind of turn toward the door, and like before investigating it further, just say a little prayer. Just saying, God, please be with me. I don't know what test you were putting in front of me right now. I gotta be honest, I'm freaking out about it. But as long as you're with me, I know I can get through it. Even if I don't know if it's you putting me up to it.
Do you want something to happen from that? Like, is you genuinely trying to? Is that out of habit or out of like genuine asking for help?
It's more out of habit than anything, but like in this case, I think they might wait to like see if anything happens as a regard of it. We're kind of in extraordinary circumstances.
All right, give me a magic roll.
Okay.
And burn a magic point.
That's just a 90.
A 90?
Yep.
Yeah, so you say that, and the light bulb above you like flickers and dies.
Oof.
Okay. I know you're there. I know that you're watching, and I'm here. I'm listening. And they're gonna go over to the door and try to open it.
Great. It opens at the touch. You see the same flagstones of the church, the same kind of hallways of the church, but leading down a darker passage.
Okay. Yeah. They're gonna take out. They have a little lighter in their pocket that they use for the church candles, and definitely nothing else. And just light it to try and throw a little light around.
Yeah, so it lights up. It seems like kind of a normal stone hallway, just leading down, kind of sloping down into the earth.
Okay. They're gonna follow it. They're just walking kind of slowly.
So you walk down the hallway. So you turn down this hallway, turn down into another hallway. There's some branching, options here. And as you reach one hallway with sort of a door going off this direction, and then a door going off this direction. So sort of T-boned here. You've come in. You can go one of two ways. So you're standing there. You hear a sound you've heard often before, which is a bird trapped inside the church. Something beating itself against the wall, desperately trying to get out. And around the corner comes a small brass sparrow. And it's sort of the hallways are low. They're just enough for one person to fit underneath, and this is clearly too low for this bird, so it's banging against the top as it flies kind of directly at you. And in the distance, you can see a larger bird, like an eagle, coming also towards you in this hallway.
Okay. And it's coming from like that direction?
Yes, it's going this way to meet you.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna turn the lighter off just in case it's like frightening the bird, and then just kind of speak really softly and say, hey, it's okay. I'll get you out of here.
It lands on you and like hooks on you and just sort of like perches right next to your pocket. Okay. And you can just feel it. It's not normally with birds you'd be able to feel their heartbeat, but this, or their breath, but it feels more like a regular mechanical ticking. But it's like warm, as if the clockwork is overheating inside of it. Okay. And you see a small piece of paper there. And yes, you have the eagle is flying directly at you. It looks to be going, trying to for the bird on your clothes.
Okay. I'm going to kind of clap a hand over the bird so it doesn't try and fly away, and if possible, just like hide in the darkest corner of this hallway to try and hide from the eagle.
Yeah, give me a stealth check.
It's not very good. 43. Do not make that.
Do not make that?
Nope.
No, the eagle, as you crouch, the eagle flies over you, and you can feel its wings brush over the tops of your heads, and it's swooping at you, trying to get this bird, but like not quite willing to damage you to do it. As that's happening, you hear from the same direction, like loud voices, and you can see like the thing where like in a hallway you can see light coming from the other hallway as if like they have like bright lights and sort of seeping into this. At the same time, you feel that the bird that you're holding on like shudders and then goes still, and when you pick it up, its rib cage is split open and there's a piece of paper on the inside.
Oh.
And it's just like lying there, its ribs exposed, the paper not moving.
Jude's gonna try not to panic, thinking that they might have done this and overheated the bird. But yeah, they're gonna keep sheltering it and just try not to acknowledge the eagle or make any sound.
Okay.
Hoping not to aggravate it further and waiting until the other people get there.
Okay. So you got this piece of paper. Yeah, so you see the some people walk up, and you see they're both dressed in like very long flowing robes. It's almost like a priest costume, priest robes, but they're more gilt, and that the symbols on them seem to almost move a little bit. And you see that they have lights floating above their heads, sort of bumping into the ceiling and moving around as they move. Give me an observation.
Okay. That should make it just barely.
Yeah, it's a little hard to tell in the dark, like who these people are exactly, but you notice that the lights aren't attached to anything. They're free floating in a way you've never seen a light do before.
Okay.
Are you trying to hide from them?
Yeah.
Okay. So you right now you're being dive bombed by an eagle, so you're a little hard to see. So you can try to hide there, just in the dark of the passageways. You do just remember you have like a passageway here. You can go out of here. So you're trying to curl down. One of them lets out a piercing whistle, and the eagle kind of makes a turn and goes back toward them. Okay, just give me a stealth check.
Yeah. 92.
One of them says, "Hey, over there, we can see you. It's a one-way. It's one hallway. You can just stand up. Sorry about the bird. It's kind of a bitch. You okay?"
I think so. Sorry, is that your bird?
No, I'm a colleague of mine. I'm borrowing it and taking care of it for right now. I borrowed it. Sorry. Oh,
I'm sorry. We don't allow live animals in the church.
oh, hello. And you can see the other one gives a twirl of their hand, and there's a warm breeze that sort of blows your hair back, and then sort of elbows the person with the bird, says, and sort of gives a head nod. Says, "Oh, sorry, you're yes, the church. I'm so sorry. Did not mean to trespass. Just sometimes there's these old tunnels that connect around here. You might just want to go back where you came from. Can you? Is that possible? Can you do that?"
Sorry, I'm as lost as you are.
Shit. Okay. So that would be a no then. Great. So normally I don't do this. I'm really sorry. My name, Dr. Cromwell. Sarah, you can call me Sarah. This is Jessamine, the bird. Sorry, she's kind of mean. Normally, my colleague, Dr. Jackson, introduces people who've wandered in. Long story short, you're not in the church anymore. You're in a magic library. Yay! And you're
I'm
stuck
sorry,
here
what?
unless you go with us, probably. Or you could wander by yourself. Don't recommend it. You could do that, but you should probably come with us.
Can I roll read person?
Yeah.
Let's see 92!
Wow, what an
spicy.
insane person. Like, you know, like, what the fuck? You have no idea what's going on.
Great. Yeah, I don't really trust these people. And we get some strange folks coming into the church all the time who think that they're not in the church, they're somewhere else. And what Jude has learned is, like, it's better to let the more experienced clergy members handle that and just kind of stay calm and out of sight. And so they say, I understand. I'm sorry. I have some duties I need to get back to. I'm actually taking my final examination. It's going to be ordained next month. So I'm sorry I can't come with you. I have some duties to attend to back at the church.
You look around, the door that which you came through is no longer there.
Do you by chance see a door?
So remember when I said magic library? I know this is a lot to take in. So we're kind of custodians of the space. Sort of make sure people don't wander off. Just stick to the safe areas of the library, which this is definitely not. Not a safe area.
Not?
No, very much not safe. So you should probably come with us or take your chances. You just have to choose. We don't want to stick around here too long, is what I'm saying. I don't. We're leaving. Are you coming with us? Dr. Mortimer says, this tall man beside her says, Sarah, maybe you could just... Hi. Sorry. We are a bit of a time crunch. Everything she's saying is true, but I promise we'll explain more if you come with us.
Did you send this bird too? Holding up the dead sparrow.
No, just sometimes the magic gets away from us, and, sort of have to make sure it doesn't cause trouble. And pointing to Jessamine. Give me a read person.
Okay.
Hey!
That's an 8. That's a flat lie. They're
good.
actually, like, a little scared of the sparrow, or something about it makes them uneasy.
Okay. It just, it just came straight to me.
Wild magic, sometimes it's just, it's one of those things.
Mm-hmm. Have they seen the parchment?
No.
Okay. Jude's gonna kind of surreptitiously pocket the parchment, and say, well, it doesn't look like back's an option, so I guess, I'll come with you, I suppose. Maybe we can find our way together out of this.
Yes, great. Let's go immediately. Sort of one of them pulls out a map, which at first is like a pocket map, and then unfolds impossibly large. And it sort of like looks at it, and you can see like points of light winking in and out from the map. And sort of looking at it, and then Dr. Mort points to one part, and the person standing next to him, Dr. Cromwell, says, "Oh, yep, there we go. Okay, we've got 3 minutes. Let's do." It folds up, sticks it back in her pocket, and say, "Okay, cool. We gotta run quickly, but it's gonna be fine. Just, you ready? Get set. Yep. Okay, we're going." And it turns back the way you came, and you come out, and what you initially thought was was just another hallway opens out into a massive cavern, and you see a kind of a jutting peninsula with a boat dock on it, a river, an ocean maybe. You can't smell salt, but it looks like an ocean. It has that same breadth. There's fog in the distance, so you can't see the ends. You don't know how wide this goes. The fog rolls up into the sky, so you can't tell what's ceiling, what's sky. Is there a sky anymore? It is an expanse of mist with this peninsula, water, and the dock extending out. And the two people sort of wave you on and run over the dock. One of them lets out a similar piercing whistle, and you see a small boat come across and dock. They say, "All right," and the boat. Sorry, what's your name? It's Dr. Mort, Dr. Cromwell. You can call me Sarah.
Jude.
Jude?
Jude. Yeah.
Hi, Jude. And they both hop in the boat. Sarah's got Jessamine on her shoulder. Says, "All right, coming."
Just 1 second. I just want to take this in. This is all a little unexpected. I hope you understand.
You've got a minute and 2 seconds, 1 second, 60 seconds.
Jude's gonna go to like the edge of the kind of land area. Can turn their back to the boat and read the parchment.
Go for it.
Okay. Ooh, wow. This is an automatic reply. No return address provided. Welcome, your name here. I apologize if my Dreamcaster caused you any distress. I'm afraid I have little time, but if you made it here, then it means you can help. I'll find you when I can. Until then, hold knowledge close and run. Okay, they're going to
31, 32.
put this back in their pocket and jump into the water.
Jump into the water. Oh, incredible choice. Okay, so you jump into the water, and it closes around you as if a small rock being dropped in a stone. A single drop comes up, but beneath you are swept up by enormous currents. And it is not angry, it is just, it is inescapable, and you are sucked out somewhere beneath the waves. You see, as your head comes into the water, you see them get in this boat, and the boat kind of disappear off in a separate direction.
Cool. Great. They were really hoping that they would jump into something, feel a sensation of falling, and wake up from dreaming, but this works too.
Certainly a choice.
Cool. So they're being like sucked out to nothingness right now?
Being sucked wherever the water's going.
Okay, good.
It's not, doesn't feel bad, like there's, you're going wherever the water's going.
Okay.
Probably can't catch fire while you're doing that.
That's true.
Great. Next chapter. Alright, so you went with them, and that's everyone else went somewhere else, yes?
Yes.
I am falling.
You're falling.
I've been falling for 30 minutes.
Probably longer.
You don't have a crow. I got a sweet ride.
Right. Cool.
Chapter 5.
Chapter 5.
The Order.
The Order.
Jeremy, you rematerialize in a whirl of light, and you find yourself in the circle. As you look around, it is a magical library to beat all magical libraries. It is an impossible number of stories tall. Everywhere you look, the number seems to shift and adjust. Sometimes it's 10, sometimes it's 20, sometimes it's 1. It looks like it's adjusting to meet the needs of whichever person is walking through it. See a bunch of other people, some dressed like Sarah and Dr. Mort there, some dressed more in business suits that you're used to. You see outfits from every culture you can imagine. It seems like in each area is shifting to be more suited to the research that person is doing, the work that they're doing. You see gouts of flame and smoke and colored light emerging from everyone, working in these, it looks to be like shared workspaces. You see arches and dome ceilings, and you see things made of clay brick and things made of marble. It is a cacophony for your senses, and you cannot fully take it in. You see that Dr. Jackson kind of clasps you in the shoulders. Don't look at it too closely. You gotta look at it. Yep. Nope.
Not.
Here, just look at me. Look at me. Yep. Right here. Yep. Don't look. You can't watch it all at once. You'll go insane. Nope. Yep. Right here. Right. Look at me. Yep. Okay. Deep breaths. It's okay. You're meant to be here.
Why?
Okay. Yes. Good question.
Where is he? What? Did you build it? Or did
You can see the other.
you form a rat? Like, what?
Welcome to the Order. See that the other two are like kind of nudging each other, like here he goes again. So you entered into the Twilight Archives, the repository of all known information.
That's a lot. What about the
Unknown information is just information that has been forgotten or lost, and here nothing can be lost.
Okay, so you built...
However, that sounds like anarchy. There is information just everywhere, organized according to the magics that animate this place. So
okay.
Generations
okay,
past.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So magics were here, and then you guys came in and then built this stuff, and then now this is all happening, but it was already here before you guys, or is it that you guys built this place because you wanted to capture knowledge and you wanted to I don't.
It's kind of both. So Twilight Archives is everything, all knowledge that has ever existed that could be consumed or known or conceptualized by humankind. That's too much information. So, eons before, our predecessors created the Order to create a space where people could access this knowledge safely and without perhaps getting too twisted up in things they weren't interested in, and generally just a place for collaboration and learning, and to protect the people who seek knowledge, and also the library itself from those who would seek knowledge for unjust aims. So we're sort of just like a facilitator, an in-between.
Share?
Well, of course, to all knowledge seekers. That's why we reached out to you. That's
But why have I never heard like
Well, you must be a pure seeker of knowledge.
to even know about this? Like,
So it was your hunt for the lost author
yeah.
that first, drew our attention. And someone, of course, procedure must remain anonymous, but someone put your name in for consideration and
Why does it need to be anonymous? I don't.
for reasons.
For good reasons or for just reasons?
For perfectly good reasons, which I can't tell you.
Has it always been that way? Who was the first person here? How did it happen? Like, did they just... What?
That's not a question.
There were like 4 questions in there!
What? Isn't it? Sorry, So the point is, there's many things I can't explain.
Was there a first person in the order?
Yes, of course. That is, somewhat.
What was this place like before this place is like it is now?
Well, remember how you wandered in and
And there was like that darkness and the non-corvid that wasn't it was a sparrow. It was a sparrow.
Yes, it
I know
was
that.
like that, but all the time. Just all the time. So you'd wander, and you'd find fantastic things and dangerous things, and then eventually you'd get eaten. And it was very bad. It was very, very bad.
So who built this?
So this was like thousands of years ago. Sort of, you hear about the magicians, like John Dee, for example.
If this has all the knowledge of everything, then you guys should know who built this because that's part of the knowledge.
Yes, I'm not going to tell you because you're not a member of the Order, which is what I'm trying to get to if you'd stop asking questions! So there are many things that are only known to members of the Order. And so we induct our members into learning about the Order. So first would be, the library does not allow it does not suffer people to pass unless they have passed a series of tests. And so we facilitate those tests so that you are safe to go around the library. You've been approved by the library.
What do the tests entail?
Great! I'm glad you asked. The first one is the test of knowledge. Some say the first to administer this test was Socrates, when he said to his students, "You may come back to me when you seek knowledge as desperately as you seek air. To the fountain!" And you see, as you've popped up here, several other people who look similarly bewildered have popped up, some with other, Order members who are dressed similarly to Dr. Morton, Dr. Cromwell, and several of the Order members are doing the, nope, no, see, right here, look at me, look at nowhere else, yep, nope, right here, keep it here. And at Bellamir's...
I'm gonna look at one of the people that are doing the kind of research thing and just kind of watch them intently to see how they're interacting with the books, with the...
Yeah, give me an observation.
32.
32.
Makes it.
Yeah, so you see that they have a series of clay pots with little bean sprouts in them, and they've got an enormous number of tomes opened, and they're it's almost like they're playing the marimba, like a musical instrument, and as they touch each pot, it kind of flashes and grows a little bit bigger, in a different color.
Okay, I'm gonna look at another person.
Enough of that.
Is there anyone just reading books?
Give me a luck check.
70.
70.
That does not make it.
70? Yeah, no. Everyone's doing some weird shit in here. And you are in the magical experiments area. You see there are quieter areas, way off, but you were firmly in the thick of people doing magic.
How much attention is Bellamir and the other two paying attention?
Oh, he's got, a hand on your shoulder.
Okay, then I will...
You'd have to, deliberately run. I don't think you could sneak off unless
that is
you
too much,
crit a stealth.
I do not have the social, stature within myself to, cause that much of a disturbance. So I will let them pull me.
Great. Cool. So everyone sort of congregates around this fountain. As you walk over, you see it is an enormous fountain. A sculpture of someone. They're clearly important, but the water has worn down their face over time. And it seems like the statue is thousands of years old, and maybe this fountain has been here for thousands of years. So people gather around. You see a couple of the wizards gathering as spectators. And you see a couple, you're clustered up with a couple of the other newcomers, clearly people who aren't members of the order. They look similarly dazed and confused as you. One of them, like, long black hair, turns and says, do you have any idea what's going on? Because I thought I was going to be late to my microbiology exam, and now I am either on the weirdest acid trip of my life or going to be a wizard now.
Oh, I don't do that. I don't.
Hi.
No.
Okay, cool. She turns to the other person.
Wait, what?
Yeah?
How did you come here?
So I got a letter, and then I went to my microbiology exam, and then I thought
From who? Can I see your letter?
Hi, who? Okay, yes, no. I mean, like, I didn't bring it with me.
Well, I brought mine.
Okay!
Okay, I'm gonna turn to someone else. Do you have a letter?
Yeah, no, I brought mine.
Can I see it?
Yeah, sure. I mean, okay.
I'm gonna open it up and read it.
It's the same thing.
The exact same. From also from Bellamere?
It's also from Bellamere. And it just says the student's name instead. So, like, it says.
Did you meet Bellamere?
No. It was another. Who's Bellamere?
I'm gonna take out their letter and just be like,
Bellamere. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, dude. Chill. Like, okay. I'm not supposed to tell you this, but my uncle sort of knows some of these guys, and so I don't know what's happening, but he's like, if you get a letter from Bellamere, be chill. And so I'm trying to be chill. So, because this is cool. This is cool and explains a lot of things about my family.
This is stressful.
Okay, well, you can go home then. So if you don't like it.
Well, okay, I didn't say that.
Okay, then just be chill.
Okay.
Be chill. All right, cool. As he's saying this, Bellamere sort of calls the room to attention. Fellow members, we are gathered here today to induct these fine young people into journeyman status, journeymen of the order, where they will first pass the test of knowledge and then begin their illustrious career and experiences here with the order, bringing new knowledge and new fronts to our efforts and aims. Everyone give them a hand. Yes, very exciting, very exciting. They would hand select the best of the crop, those who seek knowledge above all else.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone applauds. You can see more people filing in. So this is like an amphitheater type thing around this fountain.
I'm gonna do my best to just like hide with the other people that look confused.
You just hide.
Yeah.
You hide behind him, okay. Yeah, you see everyone else getting there, and he says, so, the test of knowledge is very simple. There is something, and we don't know what it will be. The library shall choose for you. The library knows more than we ever could about the depths of your heart. So you will jump into the fountain, and there will be something there that you desperately want, and you just must retrieve it. That is all. Sound good to everyone?
I'm gonna look around and see what the other people are
saying. So everyone else is nodding. The guy who talked to you earlier, who brought his letter, seems is already started like taking off his shoes. Everyone's like started taking off their shoes.
He brought a snorkel.
Yeah.
I will follow suit and slowly just like start taking off my shoes and jacket and.
Bellamere looks around and says, all right, all ready to go? Everything explained? Everything clear?
No! Well, I kind of like start to say, and then...
All right, everyone gather around on the count of 3. As the students start gathering around,
Oh, we're all going simultaneously.
It's not real water, don't worry. We'll bring towels afterwards.
I think Jeremy's gonna have a panic attack.
On the count of 3. 1, 2. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but it's gonna take a while to get you home if you don't go. All right, 3.
I'm gonna watch everyone else jump in, and then jump in like a second after them.
They jump in, and from the outside, when they all jump in, it just seems like 3 people have jumped in a pool. But when you jump in, it is as if you have dived into an Olympic-sized swimming pool. The walls suddenly expand, and it is much more than this small, relatively small fountain.
Does it feel like water?
Yeah, it feels like water. It feels like you were just jumped in a pool.
I'm gonna look around and...
You can't see, so you
anything?
You can't see, you can see the edges of this pool, but they are probably farther than you could swim. And you can't see the other divers. However, when you're looking, you look down, and there at the bottom of the lake, at the bottom of this, this well, this
I'm
like
gonna
this
go back
cavern,
up and see if I can get some air.
you pop up in the center of the fountain, and Bellamere sort of gives you a...
And then I go back down.
You go back down, and as you're looking at the bottom, you see there's a lot of stuff on the bottom, a lot of detritus and debris, including a lot of old books. And as you're looking, you see a light from above sort of flash across the cover of these, and in the gilt letters, it says The Hobbit.
I'm gonna dive down and try and get to it, and also see what covers are next to it as well. Like, is it related things seemingly, or is it just a hodgepodge of unorganized books?
Great. Give me, do you have diving?
No. God, no.
You got driving.
Well, we can try.
Give me an observation check.
67, I do not make it.
67. Yeah, you're not sure. It could be related books. They look to be all the same, like, age and stuff. It's hard to tell.
I will try and grab both The Hobbit and one other random book then.
Yeah, give me a strength check.
73, I do not make it.
73. Yeah, so it is... It suddenly, although you would swear it was water, suddenly it seems to thicken a little bit, and each stroke is a little bit harder. You still have plenty of air in your lungs. You're not feeling like you're going to drown, but it is getting more difficult. You're going to have to try again, or harder.
I will try again. How much can I see?
In what way?
Just like, is it like super dark? Is it super light? Like, can I see far towards the edges of this Olympic swimming pool? Or is it like murky?
Yeah, no, it's pretty crystal clear. You
Okay.
can see pretty much everything. It's just, it's hard to, like, almost if something's like tugging on you a little bit.
Then I will try again.
Yeah, give me another strength roll.
43, that makes it.
Yeah, so you know you have a choice here of turning around, like rejecting whatever craziness is going on, or you can try again and get to the bottom and see what happens. As you swim down, you manage to shake off whatever force was holding onto you, and you grab, just like as your fingers brush the cover of this book, it feels like the world has flipped on its side, and instead of grabbing the book, you're now grabbing the edge of the pool, coughing, coming up into the light, and you see the other 3 students also kind of clambering out of the pool as well.
What did they grab?
They don't have anything in their hands.
They don't have anything. I don't have anything?
Mm-mm. As you guys are kind of sitting on the edge, coughing, you can see that the guy who talked to you before, he looks fine. He's just sitting on the edge. But Jessica, the person who talked to you first, she's coughing up water. Clearly had a much harder time of it. She's okay, but clearly was a bit more of a struggle for her to get out of wherever she was. You guys are
I'm gonna go over to her and be like, "Are you okay? Is everyone still staring at us?"
You're under
okay.
observation.
Then
As you're trying to
I
figure
will
out...
not go over to her then, actually. I will just, like...
Bellamere says, "Congratulations! You have passed the first test of knowledge. That is to seek as hard as you can, knowing that the search may not be over and may yet never be over, and that the only thing that cannot be over is your preservation. That you must persevere and continue." Yay!
Okay.
Everyone is cheering, clapping, and he says, "Now, of course, there are certain roles and signatories of becoming an order member, and one of these is, of course, our golden rings. And you can look and you can see on your hand where there wasn't before is a small, like golden. It's kind of like a hatch mark on your hand. In fact, let's see.
Key stickers.
They are tattoos.
How do we do this?
So you've got a water bottle with you. You can dip this in the water. So peel that sticky off.
Done.
Put that somewhere you want to put it.
Like,
Yeah, there you go.
yeah.
Dip that in the water.
Got a ring that's only one digit on it. It's too small. You can't
Well,
get it
it's
all.
not really a ring. It's like a...
Yeah, more of
Marks on a...
Oh, yeah, yeah.
like hatch marks.
Can I borrow yours? Thanks, sorry.
And then you can throw it in that trash can right there. No, like hold,
yeah.
keep pressure on it, like soak it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It is soaked.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You gotta
Give
put
it
pressure.
like 10 seconds.
You never done it. I've never done
I haven't...
temporary
Not
tattoos
since I was
before.
like... Probably 10 or 11. They're fun, though.
It's a fairly recent experience, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did figure out how to get them off. You should be good now.
Yeah! Yeah!
Yeah, there you go.
Sick.
Dope.
Badass.
I don't really want to show you just that finger.
Great.
Mistakes were made.
Elamir looks at you and says, "Oh, interesting placement. Congratulations. You are all now journeymen of the Order, and, you can continue your quest for knowledge, after the second test."
The second test.
Yeah! Don't worry. Doesn't involve water this time. It's just a simple test of your research capabilities. Which we all here are quite good at. You've all been selected for your research abilities. And as you are considering this, you realize that you're actually fully dry.
Do people fail these tests?
Sometimes. But, we try to select candidates who are well situated. It's really more of like a, you only fail if you don't try sort of thing.
Well, this is...
You're pre-approved. You just need to...
So then why do we need to take the tests?
Well, right, because the library administers certain tests. The archives have their own standards. And this is just our way of
Well,
passing
can't you
through
just
them.
look up who would be good members and then...
That's what we do. It's just it's the formalities. Anyway, all right, everyone, we're gonna proceed to the Hall of Records, right? Yep. And as you leave the fountain area, you realize you're no longer wet, that you have completely dried off, and you,
Does this, feel like anything?
no, it doesn't, actually, give me a sense Vestigia. Or give me magic if you want.
7.
7.
What?
Sense a lot of
hard
vestigia.
I sense all of Vestigia.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, it's kind of strange, actually. It feels a little smooth, but when you look at the glint, it doesn't gleam like gold really does. It really feels like the dull luster when you look at light reflecting off of fool's gold. Just for a moment.
Fool's gold.
As you all, Bellamere kind of clusters everyone together, says, "All right, everyone ready?" He opens up another portal, another glowing portal, and everyone gets ready to jump in. And we're going to move back to here. Can I give a token? Jude, and not Jeremy. And Samuel Trefall, and can I have you? Yes. So, a couple things happen. As you are swept along in the turmoil of the river, you're buffeted and turned and floated, and at some point, this sand turns to water, and you're no longer falling through sand, you're falling through a waterfall. And at some point, the water becomes so much, it's not a waterfall, you were just in water. And it feels like you were being carried along by an enormous river. You see light above you, and you're able to sort of kick your way to the top. There's so much water, you can't see, it's all in your eyes, you can't see anything. But you feel like you're being carried along by some enormous water, some enormous force. And you are carried along the aloft on the wings of this raven. And at some point you look down and you realize you are over an enormous lake, something wide and open. And below you, you can see the head of someone popping out. And you realize there's a peninsula right there. And it looks like someone has just jumped off of the peninsula and into the water. And as you're looking at these two floating heads in this river, the raven sort of like turns back and looks at you and says, "Ah, it's your stop!" And folds its wings, and you plummet into the river alongside some person, and you're both being carried away by this force. And ahead of you, you can see a body tumbling through the water, and you can't quite see what's happening, but it seems like the river is narrowing to a point. And as it narrows, you all see a flicker of light, and it looks like a woman on top of an enormous metal crocodile. And the crocodile opens its mouth, and you can see a sigil, this like glowing circle in it. And the water is sweeping you away straight into its mouth. There's no, you cannot fight against the force of this water. And the woman standing on the top of this crocodile says, "All right, now don't y'all worry. It's not gonna eat you. It just looks like that. But also, if you don't want to die, come with me. Not that you got a choice, but see you on the other side." And you all go into this portal, this sigil. You feel yourself flicker away into light as the mouth of this crocodile slams down, and there is the water rushing over, and all three of you.
Do any of us recognize that woman?
Somewhere else, no.
Okay.
And with that, we will pause and come back for another session of the Twilight Archives. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys for playing.
We'll see you after lunch.
Incredible.